Welcome back. In this lecture, we are going to create the Elastic IP resource and also add a resource meta argument depends on ensuring Elastic IP gets created only after the internet gateway in a VPC is present or created. Okay, so this is the explicit dependency we are going to add. Even if we go to the documentation of Elastic IP, so you can see that resource AWS_EIP may require the IGW to exist prior to association. So use depends on to set an explicit dependency on the internet gateway. So this is what even documentation recommends. So now here we are going to use the depends on meta argument for the Elastic IP. So let's go back to Visual Studio Code and go to C4 and let's say resource and AWS_EIP is the resource. Okay, and the name is going to be my EIP, right? And under this, the first thing is to which instance it need to associate. Okay, so let's start with the instance. So as usual, so we need to get the instance information here. So let's go to here and I'll say AWS_instance is the resource type dot instance local name my EC2 VM, right, dot ID. So this is the instance. Okay, and whether this Elastic IP need to be created inside VPC or not. Okay, yes, means like it's a VPC bound Elastic IP or not, you can do that. Okay, so if you go here and then verify the VPC boolean, if the EIP is in a VPC or not, you can tell here using the VPC argument. Okay, so that is next. And then finally we need to say depends on. Okay, so this is the meta argument we are adding here. Okay, so we are adding the meta argument here. Okay, and which is depends on, and what we are going to tell here is when the this respective Elastic IP should be created only after creating the internet gateway. Okay, so now let's go ahead and then reference the internet gateway here. Okay, so depends on internet gateway. So where is the internet gateway resource? So it should be somewhere here, right, in C2 VPC. So it is here. Okay, so I'll say this and come here and internet gateway resource type dot local name. That's all, no ID here. Okay, so this resource should be created first. Okay, AWS internet gateway dot VPC dev IGW. So once this is created, then only I can create the Elastic. So this completes the creation of the Elastic IP resource. So now let's get into this respect to 0402 Terraform manifest and then move on with the next step, which is nothing but execute Terraform commands and see what happens. Okay, so let's go back to our terminal and go to 04 Terraform resources and 0402 meta arguments depends on and Terraform manifest, and now say Terraform init, right? So first initialize and next we'll move on with the next step, which is nothing but Terraform validate. So the next thing is to Terraform validate. So I'll say Terraform validate and it is good. All the configuration whatever we have written, everything looks good. Okay, so it is saying configuration is good. So Terraform fmt, if you want you can format all the files. Okay, and next you can run the Terraform plan. So let's see what happens with the Terraform plan. So it is going to list all the resources it is going to create. So it is going to add 9 resources. Okay, so if you see here from VPC onwards, all the resources will get added. So AWS EIP will be created and then EC2 VM and all these things. Okay, so let's come down, internet gateway will be created and then routes and all these things will get created. So now we are going to say Terraform apply and we'll confirm with S and then see what happens. Okay, so I'll say yes. So this should create a VPC, and inside that VPC, inside that respective public subnet, it need to create the EC2 instance. And once the EC2 instance also created, it also need to create a elastic IP and then associate it. Okay, so now if you see, internet VPC dev is creating, right? And the route table is getting created, subnets, route tables, all the things are getting created now. So let's wait for all the things get created. So we can see here all the resources whatever we have provided got created. So in our next step, we'll move on with verifying the resources and also clean up everything whatever we have created. So I'll see you in the next lecture. Until then, bye bye. Thank you.